All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about something Terence Crawford said in an explanation to Brian Custer about one of the main reasons that the Errol Spence Jr. fight fell through, and his logic, to say the least, is mind-boggling. But let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, can't help it, I don't care, gonna keep talking about it. Terence Crawford gave another interview, this time to Brian Custer of Showtime Sports, and said some things, was asked some questions, and said some things that were pretty interesting, to say the least. And to be quite honest with you, I think just the more he talks, the more he shows that he did not want that fight with Errol Spence Jr., because what this man just said pretty much sews it up. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. If you're a longtime subscriber or supporter, like my guy, Q Lee, thank you so much for your support. Really does mean a lot in the super chats and the cash apps, and also in the super thanks that you can see below videos like this. Thank you so much for your continued support. All right, so let's get into this. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford were in a negotiation to fight one another, and it fell through because at the quote-unquote 12th hour, Terence Crawford got an offer for a significant amount of money to fight David Abanation, who he will be fighting on December 10th in Omaha, Nebraska. In an interview with Brian Custer, he was asked a question by Brian Custer, and a reasonable one, which was, hey, Terence, if you felt as if you were considering taking another fight because the PBC was taking too much time in coming to an agreement with you, do you think that it might have been helpful if you told the PBC, look, I have another offer from somebody else and I am going to take it if you don't hurry up and wrap this up, right? Something that is logical, something that is common sense, and something that is not, it's something that is courteous and professional to do. However, Terence Crawford answers the question in a very bizarre manner and says, man, come on, not even like man, pantomimes of I don't want to say pantomimes of a bad liar. However, he said, no, not at all. No way. Like, think about this. See, when you're in negotiations like this, where somebody may be bluffing the other person, you know, what happens if I say to them, hey, I have another deal. Some other people I'm with are offering me some money. Now, Telltale's thing, some other people I'm with. But we'll leave that little slip alone and say, he says, people that I'm getting an offer from, you know, if you don't do that, then I'm going to go ahead and, you know, take this deal. Well, what they may do, what PBC may do is, or what they would do is they say, okay, well, I'm not going to offer that. Go ahead with the other guy. And then if they do that, then they're going to turn around and say, you know, because I'm bluffing, right? If I'm bluffing and I really don't have the money, then they'll turn around and say, no, thank you. You know, go ahead with the other people. And so what happens if I'm just bluffing? And if I'm just bluffing, that means I'm hanging out with no fight. If I tell them and I accept the money, then they'll say, well, yeah, that's why he ducked. He ducked because he got another offer from somebody else. What? Let's break that down. First and foremost, let's talk about the part where he says that I'm bluffing. Well, if I'm bluffing and then they don't match it and they say go away and then I don't have the fight, then I have nothing. Terence wasn't bluffing. You're not bluffing. So what difference does it make? You had the offer. They weren't bluffing. You weren't bluffing. So why would you bring up the fact what they would do if you bluffed? And how about the other side of it, where he says, well, you know, if I tell them, then they're going to turn around and say I ducked because I took another offer. Yeah, they probably would. However, that's what they're doing now anyway, because you took another offer. So what difference does it make? Like literally, that is exactly what you did. They would have said that whether you told them or you didn't tell them. What would telling them have anything to do with it? Unless you're talking about all of the PR and stuff that you did by releasing the details of the negotiation, saying that you agreed to everything and all of that for that last bit of time after you accepted the agreement. It wouldn't have given you time to frame them for a duck, like which was apparently what they did. Man, I'm telling you, man, Terence Crawford, you guys think I'm hating on Terence Crawford. Some of y'all think I'm hating on Terence Crawford. Man, I am not hating on Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is hating on Terence Crawford. There's no reason to say these things. Just no reason whatsoever. Just, hey, man, I moved on from the fight. That's enough. I don't really feel like answering any more questions about the Errol Spence Jr. fight, right? But he doesn't do that. He continues on and answers questions like, well, do you think that this fight is going to happen next year? Well, hopefully. But if it doesn't, hey, man, you know, it just doesn't. It's just one of those big fights that just don't happen. With the things that you say, how can you possibly think that Terence Crawford wanted that fight with Errol Spence Jr.? It's almost impossible to believe that man wanted that fight. He said that he did not want the fight before the negotiation started, that he was past it. Even if he got 50-50, he probably still wouldn't take the fight. He literally gets offered, according to rumors, right? He gets offered, he winds up where his highest offer for a guarantee with Showtime was $10 million. He turns that down to take it with somebody, take the same amount of money in guarantee to fight David Avenation with not 1/10 of the back end associated with it. I think it's just, and then says, when asked, look, man, why would you just ghost him? Why wouldn't you just tell him and say ahead of time, hey, I'm negotiating with somebody else. Let's try to get, you know, like, and leverage one on the other one, right? He clearly understood that with Black Prime, leveraging the information from the PBC to get an offer from Black Prime. So why wouldn't you do it the other way around, right? Well, because if I was bluffing, but you're not bluffing, so you're not bluffing. And well, if I wound up going with the other guys and taking the fights with the other guys, they would say I was ducking. But yeah, you did that, and people are saying you're ducking. However, it makes it worse with the fact that you never even said to everybody that you accepted. You know what I mean? In avoiding the idea that they may say that you're ducking by telling them that you have a negotiation, you don't tell them at all. Instead of telling them and not telling them at all, you tell them that you accept and you just need one or two more things, and then they give it to you and then you don't take it. How does that save anybody from the impression that you ducked? It's just silly, man. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.